Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel. I appreciate you coming back for another episode. We are on Coldborough Park Farm. This is episode number 5. And you may remember in episode number 4, we were, need to turn on my baler, lower my pickup. We were harvesting this field, field number 9. It was wheat, and we finished that in that episode, and I cleaned it up in sort of off camera. And we managed to get a pretty good yield off of it. I'm not real sure with the pre-planted crops on Coldborough Park Farm, I'm not sure how many levels of fertilization they had reached. I may have mentioned this in an earlier episode, or it may have been one of the ones that got scrapped. But if I go into soil composition and if I look at needs fertilized, I have no idea what these levels of fertilization are here for, like, say, field 2 and field 4, which were pre-planted. So likewise with 17, that's also pre-planted as well. Now I did fertilize 10 yesterday, just for grins and giggles, and yeah, it looks like that is recognizing. So I may try to fertilize 2 or 17 and see if I can get it to register. But anyway, we are baling this last bit of straw here on field number 9. Whoa, that was quite a reaction from that bell. And so what we have sort of done off camera is we have pretty much managed to get about 32 bales off of this so far that we've hauled up to Chantry Farm. That's where our dairy facility is. That's where our cows and our sheep reside. And so I've already stacked those bales, plus we had a few left over from some that I bought at the store to kind of get us rebooted here. And so what sort of the way I'm going to play this out is that, you know, our community that we live in here around Coldborough Park Farm runs a biomass heating facility, and we will sell them straw bales that we have, you know, sort of in abundance. So obviously we've got lots of wheat and barley planted on our map here, so we're going to have lots of opportunities to create more bales. And like I said, I did haul 32 bales up to Chantry Farm. We had probably about 6 or 8, so we've roughly got, you know, in the neighborhood of 40, give or take a bale or two. And so we're going to take the rest of this and we're going to sell it at the biomass heating plant. Now, I took a bale down to the biomass heating plant before I started recording this episode because I wanted to make sure that I could sell bales at the biomass heating plant, and it doesn't accept it. So what we're going to do is we're going to sell these at the biogas facility instead. But I know that because I've watched YouTube videos before, and I don't know, and I'll be honest and say that I've never tried to empty, or I've never tried to sell a bell or put a bell into the biomass heating facility before in Farm Sim, either in 15 or in 17. So I don't know if it's something that is just not working correctly with Coldborough Park Farm, or if it is actually just a limitation of Farm Sim. But I've watched several videos, and we will head up that direction and get that last amount of straw there. I've watched several videos on YouTube of bales being sold or delivered to biomass heating facilities and being basically, you know, burned in those facilities for power. So I know that in real life these types of facilities take these bells, but now why the game itself doesn't represent that, or the map itself doesn't represent that, I'm sort of at a loss. I don't know. So it's quite possible that yeah, we'll do this bit here. it's quite possible that it may just not work on this map for whatever reason. You know, there are a few little anomalies that we do have with this version. This is still the first release version. I'm guessing that there will be an updated version at some point. We'll try to find 4% more straw. I am running the bell mod that 1% more. I am running the bell mod. I forget what it's called, maybe like bell extension or something like that. That does change the complexity of the bells. There we go. Changes the complexity of the bells based on the moisture content of the material that you're baling. So, for example, with this, I believe these measure out at 6,000 liters, and we'll just move this over here and park him there, and just get out and get over in our JCB. But like with grass, for example, you only get 3,000 liters gathered up, or that's what the bell consists of. So I think I said all that correctly. I don't know, but anyway. So yeah, so I don't know. Again, I don't know. And if you know, if you're watching and you know that by standard rule that these maps usually allow you to sell bells at the bioheating facility, and I'll bring it up on the map here. I'm talking about in the lower portion of the map, the southwest corner of the map, the biomass heating next to the Wednesday stores where you sell your wool and the shop. If you sold bells to those types of facilities before, let me know. Maybe it's just something with this map, or maybe it's just not designed. Maybe FarmSim is just not designed that way. But then I would sort of question, well, why is it not designed that way? Since again, bells are typically sold or can be sold, delivered to and sold for those types of purposes. So what we're going to do is, again, because we can't sell these, or I haven't figured out how to sell these at the biomass heating facility, we are going to take these to the biogas facility and sort of attempt to try to do the same thing. And I've tested it and I know it will work. And of course we can sell bells on this map. BulletBill gave us a couple of sell points to sell bells. There is one there at Chantry Farm that's sort of next to the silage clamp, but then also one of the rings out in the pasture where the dairy cows reside. If you dump a bell there, because I made the mistake thinking, okay, well I can put grass, or I can put straw, or I can put something in there, not straw, hay, in there, kind of like on old streams where you've got that little hay ring or whatever that you can dump a bell into, but it doesn't work that way on this map. If you drop a bell into that ring there at the dairy farm out in the pasture, it will basically sell your bell for you. So we're going to jump out and open this gate here, and it's opening in. That's good. And we're going to take these down to the biogas plant. Now I know normally we would not sell straw or bells at the biogas facility, so I fully know that what I'm doing is not normal. It's not normal play, although it will allow you to sell it and you do earn a little bit of money from it. So we're just basically representing what we would, what I think we would normally do at the biomass heating plant, which I think is just maybe set up for either loose straw or maybe wood chips or something like that. I haven't tested it with loose straw. We don't have a forage wagon. I don't really think I need a forage wagon. We're going to basically handle pretty much grass and hay and straw via bales. And right now we are wrapping for silage because there is an issue with the silage clamp up at Chantry Farm with this version, and it's okay because I don't mind wrapping silage bales at all. So here we are. We're at the biogas facility here on Coldborough Park Farm, and again, this is just sort of a make-believe kind of scenario setup that we're going to be selling some of our excess bales here at the biogas facility. They will use that however they need to use it and convert that into power, which will benefit all of us here on in and near Coldborough Park Farm. But the thing is, in order to sell them, is we will have to do the work of moving them and putting them into the digester ourselves. Thankfully, they've loaned us some equipment that we have here stored, so we will do that momentarily. We will go back and clean up the rest of that as soon as we fold our... There we go. This trailer takes a little bit. So if you're new to Coldborough Park Farm and you're wondering where this road goes, well, this road basically over here goes nowhere. If you drive down that road a little ways, you'll run into an invisible wall. And Landy Kid brought this up in one of his videos that he did on Coldborough Park Farm, and I believe that his opinion of that is correct. It makes sense. You might remember if you played Coldborough Park Farm for Farm Sim 15 that the AI traffic would just sort of turn around right there at the biogas facility, and it kind of looked silly because it was sort of unnatural. But I believe, and of course Landy Kid first mentioned this, and I saw it on his video, and I agree with what his opinion is that little turn off there is to, once AI traffic is put on the map, and I believe that's supposed to come with an update very soon, is that's where the AI traffic will go. So instead of doing a U-turn right there in front of the biogas facility and it sort of looking a little bit odd for it to do that, they will sort of turn and go up that road, and that way it doesn't look odd. So all right, so let's spin back in here and let's collect some more of these bells. Again, I've got about 40 straw bells, probably, I don't know, a dozen each of grass and hay at Chantry Farm. I don't want to put too much up there because I don't want to kill my frames. Not that I have a problem with frames on this map. This map is very well optimized in my opinion, and don't really have an issue at all with frames. And of course, I've said it before, I'm not the kind of guy that agonizes over a frame, you know, or two or three or whatever. As long as, you know, the types of games I play, as long as the video is smooth, as long as it's not like watching a slideshow. If you're familiar with the old style slide projectors that we used to, as kids, our parents would make us endure hours and hours of watching slide presentations. And I think that may be all of the bells. I think I cleaned everything up this direction. we will just go over here and just make sure we have all the bells picked up. And it looks like we do. So we'll go ahead and fold this up. And we'll get back in cab and we'll head back down to the biogas plant. But yeah, as long as it's not choppy, as long as it's not like, again, like watching a slideshow where, you know, each image is presented slowly, and then usually there's some family dialogue about, you know, this is a picture of Auntie whatever doing whatever. But anyway, as long as the frames are not that bad, I'm okay with, you know, not necessarily getting 60 frames on this game, although I believe I am. Yep, 60 FPS. Now I haven't really paid much attention to what it, you know, if it drops up at Chantry Farm. So I'm not real sure, but I've got real smooth gameplay, and that to me is what matters to me. I'm not going to stress over whether I'm getting, you know, 60 frames or 58 or even, you know, even 55 or even 50. I mean, if it drops down, then it drops down. Because I can tell you that I get nowhere near 60 frames in Flight Sim, flying a PMDG, whatever. Just doesn't happen. All right, so we will drop this here, and then we will start the process of selling it, because again, that's sort of the deal that we've made with the friendly folks here at the bio facility, is that we will deliver it, and then we will also, with using their equipment, we will do what needs to be done to get it into the digester and get it started processing. And we will just park here, and we'll jump out and go get in their telehandler that they've kindly left the keys in for us. And again, folks, I know that you normally wouldn't run in and crash, especially a borrowed vehicle like that into the Jersey barrier, but it happens. We'll raise our thing up there and come up here and grab 4 bells. And like I said, I tested this before, so I know that bells will sell here. And we will just drop them in and they will sell. They'll sell for about $553 per bell. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, final batch. And we won't dominate video coverage of doing this kind of stuff too much, just because it is kind of slow and tedious, but in any event, I think you kind of get the idea. It just gives us an extra thing to do here on the map, and yeah, I wish it would work at the biomass heating plant, because I would think that's where those things get sold more in real life anyways, but that's okay. So we'll go ahead and just set our our forks down and turn it off and jump out. And nice JCB. So they've also given us a couple of other pieces of equipment that we'll get to eventually. We'll do some silage chopping or some chaff chopping for silage to run the bio facility. And we'll head back. I think what we'll do is we will dump this off in field 9, and then we will head up to the pigs because we need to feed the pigs, and then that will pretty much bring us probably to our 35 minute mark, which is what I try to keep to. Just run back here and close this gate. And we'll just take this up to closer to the top of the hill up next to the baler, and then we'll just stay in the JCB and head over and take a look at the pigs because they need to be fed. Show you how we have our pigs set up there. So are you enjoying your gameplay on Coldborough Park Farm? I certainly hope so. It is certainly a treat for all of us that have made the move to 17 to have a quite arguably one of the best versions of a British farm map that's available for either 15 or 17, and certainly that's available right now for 17. As I've said before, you know, Coldborough Park Farm for me was that sort of that breakthrough map, and finally allowing me to, whether it was just confidence or any, you know, just ability or whatever, to be able to do, you know, use a map that was, you know, odd-shaped fields and so on and so forth. All right, we will just park this here, out of the way. I think it'll be out of the way. And here's where we're storing our pig food. Just truly love the sound effects of these doors. That is just pretty awesome, pretty incredible. All right, we've got our small Massey up here. Oops, okay, well, it didn't like that, did it? Pull that out and try to get a better, set that down. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. That's close enough for government work. These are the high capacity food containers, so they are maybe just a little bit too much for this small Massey. But it works. It works with the weight on the back. Here, piggies. Yep, they were hungry. And there we go. Alright, our magical chickens that don't tend to be fazed by the weight of a tractor tire. And we'll park this back in here. And close our door just like that. All right. Slowly getting in the hang of closing doors and whatnot, and gates and such. Trying to anyways. All right, well that will pretty much wrap us up for this episode. We'll head back down to the main farm area and go ahead and off camera reposition all of our equipment where it needs to be. The square baler, you know, we started out doing round bales, and obviously we'll do round bales for silage purposes, but because the map is a bit hilly in places, and because it's still, even with the auto unload of the round baler mod, it still is a little bit slower to bale round bales than it is square, and it's a little easier for us to handle square bales both from a feeding perspective, but also from a storage perspective, because with that nice auto loader we can put 16 bales on it. We can, when we empty it, we can scoop up 4 at a time, and for stacking, and like I said, just for general use of the bales themselves around the farm, it's much easier to go with square bales, in my opinion. And from my style of gameplay, it's easier for the square bales. So anyway, but what you choose to use on your virtual farm obviously is up to you, and I hope that you're having fun on your virtual farm, just like I'm having fun on mine. So until next time, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you're all having a wonderful New Year, and I'm recording this episode on New Year's Eve, so I've not done the drawing yet for the giveaway, but we'll certainly do that in due time and make the announcement. Whoever wins that will be notified on New Year's Day via a message, and once I understand who that is and reach a point where I start doing recordings after New Year's Day, then I'll certainly make that announcement here on the channel. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Please like, comment, subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. I appreciate all of you who have subscribed. The channel is growing and it's awesome. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you back here again very soon. Bye-bye now.